Okay, so I see we got one student already in there. My name is Deidre McIntyre, and I'm joined here today with Ryan Cooper. We're from Black People and Cryptocurrency. Some of you may be familiar, some of you may not be familiar. Black People and Cryptocurrency is a Facebook discussion group launched in September 5th of 2017, so we're 2 years old. We have 9,600 plus people that are members of the discussion group. And it was essentially launched to provide education for people who are interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. What has progressed in the last 2 years, though, have been, my original career path was as a journalist. So I was really concentrating on Black-led startup founders because I realized they were absent from the dialogue in terms of the majority of coverage in some of the cryptocurrency publications, as well as any of your mainstream publications, Black Enterprise or whatever. It's almost as if we're invisible. Now, I'm not new to technology, so to speak, although I started my career as a journalist. Quickly after I started my career, I was working with a technology company as an educational software producer, and I was introduced to the internet by way of gateways through CompuServe and AOL in order to pick up packets of what was not soon to be called open source software, but basically they knew that university students were creating software that would help corporations that they could grab for free to kind of bridge the gaps between whatever they were developing. So from that little bug, I eventually ended up working for one of the earliest social media .coms called theglobe.com. I was executive producer and eventually production manager from theglobe.com from about 1998 to 99. I'm sorry, 97 to 99. Most of you may not have heard of theglobe.com, but you've heard of Facebook. Facebook is actually the last social media and last one standing. Before Facebook was MySpace, before MySpace was Black Planet and the Community Connect publications, and before that was theglobe.com and GeoCities. So that's the kind of line that we were coming out of. And before us was basically AOL and CompuServe, those closed houses. So to kind of give you the legacy of how quickly things changed to what we are now, Facebook kind of gives a kind of a misrepresentation when you see the movie Social Media, because if you're introduced to social media, you think that those two founders kind of created something that had no basis before it, but it had a long history before it, and they're just basically the last person standing. So to fast forward to today, I took some time out after I left the .com world and became a high school teacher, a master's degree in education, and then I've kind of merged all these skills, the communication, the information about technology, into blockchain to launch Black People in Cryptocurrency, which was really to get the information out there so that people were not taken advantage of in ICO scams or MLM scams and thinking that they had to pay $100. At the time we entered, BitConnect was very popular. So I was getting pitched by even my parents or my friends about, you just pay $100 a month. And I was like, that's not how that works. You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin if you want to, and you can do it yourself. So I got tired of the individualized conversations, and we launched this group. And now we're moving in different directions. Now I met Ryan Cooper a year ago. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and talk a little bit more about what we're doing.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ryan Cooper. I am a media technician at Bowie State University. I also am the host and founding member of the Bowie State University Blockchain Association. We're going to have monthly meetings with students. We're going to also work with other HBCUs as well as Howard University. They have the blockchain lab here at Howard University, so we're going to try to work in tandem. But that's a little bit of my background. I'm also a professional musician, keyboard player, and I'm very influenced by the blockchain technology. Yeah.
So a little bit, we're gonna have to have a little bit more classroom participation. So if those of you take the time out of like about a minute or so now, if you can check the Slido. If you don't know how to get to Slido, go to the Black Blockchain Summit webpage, and the 3 bars that give you the navigation, click that. All the way at the bottom is Slido. It's just going to take you to a web page where you can see a whole bunch of comments, and you'll see one of the comments I made was a new gameplay link, because the first link shortener didn't work. No, don't, yeah, leave it right there because it helps me to they're going to be able to see the gameplay once we get started. So if you want to volunteer for that, give you a few. I can see the students that are being added. For those of you who may be in education or have friends in education and not familiar with quizzes, it's not an older site. It's not a site that existed while I was teaching high school, but there are a number of platforms that teachers can use and have games and quizzes and things like that. And so it's pretty much a free platform for teachers. So we created a little game for us to participate in, because I don't like standing up and giving slide presentation and talking. I like to have a dialogue. How many people here are completely new to blockchain and cryptocurrency by a show of hands? Like, I don't really know what's going on. Like about 6 or 7 people. Who in here can name a startup founder of any type of cryptocurrency? And who is he a founder of? Ethereum. How many founders of Ethereum are there? It's like 5, right? So it's about 5. About 5, but close enough. Anybody can name anybody else? A startup founder in blockchain, you said? Charlie Lee. And who do you find? What do you find? Litecoin. So Ethereum, for those of you who are new, and you've only heard of Bitcoin, there are something like at least 2,600 plus cryptocurrencies. That's according to CoinMarketCap. But there's more than that, because it's not covering the Dash Fork coins and Masternodes, and there's other people that aren't listed. So it's for argument's sake, with 2,600 cryptocurrencies that you may not have heard of. Not all of them are used as currency. Some of them are used as tokens. Can anybody name anyone else? We had 2 people. Satoshi Nakamoto. And what's significant about Satoshi Nakamoto?
Well, he was the,
He or she, it, they, them, Hal Finney, whatever. Right. So the Bitcoin movement was started by, from what we know, a collective known as the cypherpunks. It's at least one person or several persons. We know that the initial person talking back and forth with Satoshi Nakamoto was a man named Hal Finney. And essentially the two of them were talking to each other. So some people speculate that Hal Finney was Satoshi Nakamoto. Others say it's a conglomerate because the white paper adopts previous white papers from different people, from Szabo and others, and kind of put a hodgepodge of things together. So it definitely was a conversation that was had publicly and conversations that were had privately that developed into that, what we now know as the Bitcoin white paper. So we kind of added an advantage to say that we can't specifically say without a doubt who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and this is the reason why those of you are wearing shirts called Satoshi is Black, because globally everyone is Satoshi. It's open source software. You can build on that platform. You can build your businesses, build your organizations, different types of organizational structures called DAOs. You can do a number of things, and it's for everyone to use. So Satoshi is you, basically. So what we're going to try to do is, I'm going to see if, have you had success going in? Because we can get started with who is there.
Is there event code on the website? Is that for
The Wova app?
what's that?
Don't use the Wova app. Did you use Slido to get the link?
They need a code in order to get Slido online.
Slido is prompting you to enter a 6-digit game code.
Well, let me see if I can do it, generate that way, because there's 2 people that are in the class already. Jamari, did you get a game code thing when you did yours? No way, yes, Jamari is. Fred, did you get a game code?
No,
You just got it to say, and it just registered with Google or whatever, right?
I think if you log in via your Google.
Yeah,
it'll
log into your
But if you
Google
say no
or
back
something.
then you got to.
Okay. If you didn't log in with Google, it won't let you do it. Let's see if I can work it without the class and do the game code. See, the classes thing they made was new within in like the last 2 weeks, and I wasn't sure if I can generate the game code, but let's see if I can do that instead. Hold on. You're still gonna have to go to the site. Hold on. Let's do live game. All right, let me set it up and I'll see if I can reveal the game code. It's a bit easier. Hold on one second. So those of you who did the class, don't worry about it. We're gonna try to do the live game this way. Host game, not classic?
Yeah, close game.
Okay, yeah. Okay. That's the code. We'll do it that way. I tried to do it the class using the new feature they have. Probably wasn't a good idea. Hey, Jamari.
I'm in.
Jamari's in. Oh, this was a lot faster. This should be fun. We'll see who's the beast of the blockchain with this. Some of you are a little bit more seasoned. Some of you are not.
So what are you doing, signing up with Google?
No, you're going to this link, join.quizzes.com, and you're putting in the game code 781518. It's a new. I'm changing how you join the game because it's proving to be a lot easier. We got 7 people already. Take a few minutes.
Where Van Zandt thinks
Going to
when
this
you're
link,
going down.
join.quizzes.com. It's gonna fly. And we'll see. We'll see who's good. 9 people. Interesting. And you guys have figured out you can put any name that you wanted. I see the Ethiop. As long as you know who you are, it's perfectly fine. We'll give it another minute. We got 13 people. Friend, hi Mike. Hey Todd. Diamond. Somebody heard the lecture this morning from Evander Smart. Ryan is himself. I'm not playing, it would be cheating. Okay, is everybody in wants to be in? Nope. All right, hold on. Okay. It's multiple guests, so if you don't even know, it should be easy, right? Multiple choice questions are easy, right? Aren't they easy? Just the fix is in, right? Don't press start. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. 20 people, 21, 22. Is everybody in who wants to be in? Going once? Going twice? Am I waiting for anybody? All right. The URL that's up there, join.quizzes.com, go to that website, and then it'll say what's the game code. And you put your game code, you can pick any name that you want to identify yourself. And then, because when I hit start, everybody's going to be playing at the same time. What you're going to see here are going to be who's in the lead. You have 20 seconds to answer every question. There are 25 questions. $24. Can we get a 25? Going once. Oh, he's coming. 25 is coming. Oh, we got prizes. We got prize. The best prize out there. Trust. Wait, who's Donnelly? Who's Donnelly? Hey, real life person. He's in my group. I was like, I know that name. Trek. One more person. We're gonna hit the 30. You know I only have like 20 minutes up here, right? The game is only going to take 5 minutes because you only got 20 seconds to answer the questions anyway, whether you know it or not. You got to think fast. We're going to see how well you know yourself. All right, that's 30. We're going. Ready? Set. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Go. Play. Fred, number 1. Up, Jamari. Ooh, lots of greens. That's good. %39% accuracy. That's kind of like track. All right. .44% accuracy. Fred is killing it. Jamari, what happened?
Yo, that one.
Trek. Slipping. Come on, Ethiopia, where you going? Stay on the board. I see some reds. Mike got all green though. Well, it looks like everybody's got red at this point. 44% accuracy? Don't win this game.
I'm trying not to.
He's seen it before. I'm like, what you doing? Go ahead, Chris. Up, Ryan. Evelyn. Come on, Evelyn. Ethiopia's back in the mix. Mike, hanging in there.
I'm gonna guess this.
Stop it. Stop winning. Fred. Who is Fred? Fred keep going to number 1. Hey, David. Go, Mac. I like Mac because my name is McIntyre. Let's go, Mac. Jamari, Chris, Fred, Mike. Friend. Come on, friend. Donovan. These accuracy numbers, though. 47%. David. Stop it. Chris. If you win, they're going to know the fix is in, so stop and get some wrong answers. Chris. Uh-oh, Jamari, you slipping. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris. Jamari just passed you.
I'm coming for you.
Come on. Come on, Chris. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 48% accuracy. Oh, my goodness. Come on, Fred. Uh-oh, Jamari's playing to win. Come on, Ethiopia. Keep choosing incorrect. You can't win, okay? Stop. He's one of my testers, so he knows all the punch. He cannot win. Jamari's hanging in there. Come on, Fred, what happened? Chris, come on, Chris. Not that I'm rooting against you, Jamari, but you know. 47% accuracy. That does not look good. 258 wrong answers to 235 correct answers. Jamari's trying to play to win. Who's going to knock him out? Not you. Stop cheating. Just get the rest of them wrong, okay? Because you're just messing things up. Come on, come on. Who wants it bad enough? Dig in. Dig in. Come on, Chris. Come on. Focus. Use the force. Donnelly's coming back up. Come on, come on.
Oh,
46% accuracy. Time's almost up, whether you answer the question or not. Jamari's finished. Anybody can knock him out? Come on, Ethiopia. It's like Chris is finished. Donnelly is finished. Come a couple more people. %46 accuracy. Come on. I thought you guys knew blockchain. So hard. Much harder than what you thought it was going to be. Almost finished. Ethiopia, David. I don't know who else is. I can't see you to scroll down. It's okay.
Oh no, Fred, where you going?
Trek is like, I'm still in it. I'm still in it. Let's see. Mike is still playing. Sankofa, did you stop? You still going? Come on, Sankofa, bring it up. Gold. What happened with gold? Diamond. Gotta keep going. It's multiple choice. There's a correct answer in every slot. Look at all that red compared to that green. I know the background is black, but come on. You should have seen some more green. 46% accuracy. It's almost done. Some of you weren't taking the full 20 seconds. That's okay. Mike and Sankofa. Ethiopia's still in it. Yeah, I should have mentioned that the faster you answer the question, the more, if it's right, you actually get more points. It's kind of weighted with speed and accuracy. So slower, you might be getting more right answers, but it's considered it too slow. Almost finished. Gold. Newbie. Newbie's doing not bad for newbie. Diamond. Newbie. Jamari feeling comfortable. Who's Ethiopia? Did really well. Ethiopia and Chris. Oh, Chris and Donnelly are tied. Okay. So those of you who are finishing up, continue to finish up. Those of you who have finished, what was your experience with this test, with this assessment?
It was good, but if you didn't read any type of LinkedIn blogs or anything, you wouldn't know any of those answers.
I have a follow-up question to that. Do you think any of those answers would have been on some LinkedIn blogs? What was interesting about those questions that I was asking you? Trek? Sorry.
X amount of them are based on business development right now. So
Bit-
it's not necessarily like, what's the difference between open source and private blockchain? What's the difference between a hash algorithm of this or that? It was more so like if you knew about a business that is developing now.
Did you recognize any of those names? We had a conversation when we first started where we talked about the different founders. Did you recognize any of those names? I mean, aside from some people saw their own names.
So they weren't the bigger names in the space right now. They were more of the, if you're in the know in regards to if you're in the Facebook group, if you know you got somebody like Jamar, like if you were on that level, you had an idea of X amount of names. But if you're just talking about who's in the bigger narrative of the space,
Uh-huh.
those weren't the names necessarily that you saw.
Okay, so the names we saw, to repeat what Trek said, the names that we saw on this assessment were not, quote unquote, the major players, not the well-known names. But the thing that I was trying to key on, anybody kind of key into what is special about those names, even the wrong answers? What do they have in common? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And what do you mean by that?
People in the diaspora.
So they were all black. So we're at the Black Blockchain Summit with at least 23 of the 25 questions. It might have been, I think there's only 2 because there's only one that asked something general about running Bitcoin. The answer would have been Hal Finney, and there was like one other general kind of question. But out of 23 questions out of 25 that had black people, black startup founders as the correct answer, and as all the wrong answers were additional black founders, and we're at a conference and you don't even know who you are. So the point of black people in cryptocurrency, of course, is to talk about Ethereum. Of course, is to talk about Bitcoin Core. But we're a finger on this blockchain body. If we're sick, if we're broken, it affects the entire body. So when PJ Foster had mentioned we need to create an ecosystem, that's something that black people in cryptocurrency is working on, creating an ecosystem by linking and encouraging HBCUs to start student-run blockchain labs. We just recently formed a partnership with an accelerator called Mousebelt. Their university component is called Mousebelt University. Now, Mousebelt as an accelerator is a combination. They support blockchain labs, and some of the blockchain labs you've heard of, MIT, UCLA, Stanford, they're all they have 67 blockchain labs. There is not one, including Howard, there's not one black lab in there, and it's our fault. They made me 2 weeks ago, give or take 2 weeks ago, ambassador. Do you know how difficult it's been to just even tell Howard University, sign up, it's free? Go in there and get the information. They have money, I don't have money. Even though I want to start an accelerator, I don't have it, they have it. The person that is the university component, I was introduced by the person who won this quiz, Jamari Peterson, who met her at a conference. Jamari had already known that black people in cryptocurrency has a plan of creating an accelerator that links HBCUs with black startup founders. What we're doing, we're well aware, it already exists at Stanford, at MIT. There are people that don't hit a pitch deck stage ever. They are getting their alumni associations to invest in startups and incubating them sometimes up to 5 years. And it's not chump change. The largest, the most heavily funded startup is Filecoin. Filecoin hasn't launched yet. Filecoin has $257 million. Filecoin's founder is a guy named Juan Bennett. I don't know what his ethnic ancestry is. By all appearances, he's white, but he's coming out of that network. Juan breaks every startup mold that you can imagine. So where they, at one hand, will tell black founders, you need to have one idea. You need to focus on that. You need to stay with that. You have to have all your eggs in order. You have to have your CTO. You have to have this. Juan has 4 companies. He's 31, 32 years old. Filecoin is one. Filecoin alone has $257 million. Filecoin is a copy of Sean Wilkinson out of Morehouse University storage. We are not incubating our own. We don't even know our own. This is the second year of Black Blockchain Summit. So, we're hoping moving forward that people will become aware of what we're trying to do, help us to connect with HBCUs to take advantage of what's freely available. Jamari Peterson introduced me to Ashley Meredith, who's the university head for Mousebelt. They have money. They have $40 million. They're doing the exact same thing that's in our plan, which we'll share with you later, the exact same thing. And when Jamari sent me the link maybe 3 weeks ago, my heart sank. Because I was like, this is exactly what we want to do. And literally my heart sank for about 30 minutes. And I said, Jamari, introduce me. Why am I blocking you from the money that's available? But what's blocking us from getting and using the resources? So Ashley has 10 ambassadors of Mousebelt University, brand new this year. They started last year, so they're going into their second year. This is the first year of the ambassador program. Everyone that's an ambassador represents a different part of the world. There's actually a sister who's an advisor of Korean blockchain. But there is a couple from Indiana University, some from the Midwest, some from Mexico, some from Barcelona. So all of us are representing different zones. All of us, incidentally, have very similar business plans. Everybody wants, just like PJ Fasa mentioned earlier, for Pittsburgh, everyone wants to create something outside of Silicon Valley. Everybody is not going to be accepted into Silicon Valley and incubate, including if you're white and if you're male and if you were born in California. You just might not be from the right school. You're not going to get in. But this is open source. So why can't you be from Ohio and have an accelerator that benefits the state of Ohio? Why can't we have an accelerator that links, I don't care, I went to a primarily white university. I went to West Virginia University undergrad and Long Island University as a grad. But what I'm saying is you're going to have Howard work with Hampton, work with Bowie, you have the hotbed right here in the DMV to take startups that are struggling, because that black-led startups are struggling to get funding. They're struggling for the white press to cover them. They're struggling because black press is taking payola and they're not covering. They didn't cover us in the dot-com era. They're not covering it now, ever. That's why you have to come to a conference like this to get a clue who David Benjamin is, who's in that quiz. You don't even turn around. He's got founders right here. Jamari, who won this particular quiz competition, also works with David, also has his own startup. But Jamari will stand in front of a stage and someone will tell him, Jamari, you're confused. You need to choose. You can't work with David and his founder as be his CTO and have your own. Meanwhile, Juan Bennett has 4 different companies. He's got Protocol Labs, he's got Filecoin, he's got Interplanetary File System, and there's another one that whatever. So he can do it all and he can get funded, and great for him because he's actually learning on the job, employing a whole lot of people, and he's not starving, his family's not. So even if he fails, he succeeds. And I'm not speaking out of ignorance. I was hired by 2 startup founders when I worked for theglobe.com. I was at 28 years old, I was one of the oldest people at the company. They were going back to graduate and walk at Cornell that August when they hired me in April. They had $6 million. They said, Deidre, they looked at the guy, Chris Oxley, looked at my resume. He said they really just needed someone who could spell because their site was all jacked up. So I had a journalism background and I knew HTML because I had sort of put to go into Manhattan and go to an organization called Web Girls, which was teaching women how to code in HTML. So I was the only candidate they had, basically, and I didn't know it at the time. Looked at my resume, handed it back to me. When can you start? Can you start on Monday? Offered to double my salary, dental, full benefits, and were bragging about how they had $6 million and were on their way to get more investments. But they can concentrate on innovating. they can concentrate on experimenting. Now, theglobe.com is infamous for having the highest first day game and then failing into oblivion. But the two founders of my company, they went separate ways. They're at their second startup company. They have never worked for anybody a day in their life. So you have to realize that people are realizing that your business, 9 out of 10 businesses don't succeed, but they're learning. They're figuring out. They opened the door for Facebook, and they know that they did. In fact, when Facebook decided to have its IPO, one of my co-founders came forward and said, look, we realize you're going to have an IPO, but that might be not be the best way to go because we went through it and we know what that process is like. Now, Zuckerberg didn't listen, and we had the situation we have now, but they had the wisdom because they had been through it before. So I'm going to close it by saying we did promise a prize. The prize we're going to put on that Slido page, if you can get to it, everybody wins. We have created a document of more than 133 blockchain CTOs, founders, professionals. We want you to know their names. We want you to know what they're doing. We want you to reach out to them. And if I've missed anyone, not only do we apologize, but we invite you to click our deck, which is at the top, which is about our proposal. But in there we have our email addresses, Ryan and I. You can contact us about adding other people to the list. So we're giving you view only. Of course, it's Google Docs, so you can do whatever you want to do with it, save it, make your own copy or whatever. But we have to know each other. If we don't know each other, then we're completely failing in this idea of creating an ecosystem. So thank you.